just did a $20,000 price reduction on one of my South Meridian ones last Thursday and haven't had one single call or showing on it since then. And there's no reason for that one to not move at that price.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We're gonna see this stuff. We're gonna see a consistent slowing of listings selling. So if you go back into your areas, you look back at where you're at and your average days on the market is a good thing to look at. How long are they sticking there before some of those listings sold? You're gonna see 40, 45 days. So we've got an investor, right? And this investor, they have a 6 month and they use all 6 months. We are going to use all 6 months. Taking that listing to get more listings, taking that listings to get more buyers. We've talked about that in the past. If we're getting in too big of a hurry, we want it to sell because, of course, that's income, of course. But how many deals can we get off of one? So that would be probably my encouragement for you all is to, take that listing and know that, you've got to work it. You got to get them to get the prices down. It's the only way. In a market like this, everything will sell at the right price. It'll sell. You just got to get that price down. So $20,000 price drop, no showings popped up. Not surprised in this market. But what's going to happen in the next week and a half, 2 weeks? If we get nothing in 2 weeks, okay, we're still priced wrong probably for today's market. So what do we do? Do we reduce it or do we try to get more leads off of it? How about boosting? Well, I don't love boosting. How about retargeting ads? How about doing ads on it to get more people, to get more leads dumped into our platform? It's a way to do it. It's a thing. If you don't have the money to do that, that's fine. That's when you got circle prospecting, open houses, door knocking, pop buys, different stuff like that. Good stuff. Totally use that listing to get more. How many SOIs can I call this week and try to just tell people about the dang listing? There's a lot of listings just sitting there. There's some that are selling though. Tony even knows this because he's got that one that he reduced the price on. But you got others we thought would never get an offer that got an offer within the first 3 or 4 days that I thought, what the flip just happened? Investor didn't take it. That's okay. But we got an offer right away. So it's weird. It goes to show that everything's got a price point and it'll sell. It's good though. If you don't have any listings, what do you do to get listings? If I want to get a listing this week, can I go get a listing this week? Can you? And if so, what would you do to go get a listing? Maybe that's a good question for someone that's been in the business for a while. And if your business gets slow on listings, you've done this before, you know what to say, you know how to talk, you know how to get a listing. What would you do to go get a listing? Appointment this week. Let's just say an appointment, listing appointment. What would you do?
Call on the expireds and go door knock.
You go. You
Mhm.
know they want to sell, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. And
Mhm.
that's part of our job, guys. I know it's the one part of our job where like, oh man, I gotta call an expired for sale by owner. Oh, I don't want that rejection. You chose a sales industry, get comfortable, get uncomfortable to get more comfortable. Get uncomfortable every week to get more comfortable. Make some uncomfortable calls. Get hung up on. Try getting hung up on, and then you probably won't get hung up on. Say, I am going to call until I get hung up on this week. How many calls can you do a day? If you want it bad enough, you can go get it. You can go get it. There are a lot of expireds because of the fact that people are pricing them and they're not selling for the price that the house is worth. What is the house worth? Appraisal value is what the comparables say it's worth. That's not market value. So it didn't sell for the appraisal value. Maybe the agent, you never know. Maybe that agent was not experienced enough because there's so many agents out there, especially in Idaho, a lot of realtors. And I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a lot of realtors that are going to quit the business. There already have been. There's going to be a lot more that aren't going to renew their license because they didn't sell anything for 2 years. And now it's time to renew their license. That's Idaho, by the way. California is 4 years. Idaho's 2 years. They're not going to renew their license, guys. Those of you that are just getting in it. When I got my license was during the crash, and it took, and a lot of people were quitting and going and taking truck driver jobs and going. Is there anything wrong with truck driver jobs? No, they make pretty good money. But that's what they were doing. They were getting out of the business and going and doing that instead. The reason why I said truck driver jobs, because when I went in to go do my very first MLS meeting back then, there were no online meetings or online tests. You had to go in and listen to it. And so I went in there, sat in there, listened to it. And there was guys that were coming back that quit a year ago, prior, 2 years prior, and they were coming back. They'd been driving truck for the last year just to make ends meet. And so that's we're going to see that stuff happening. More and more people are going to be getting out of it. So that just leaves more for you that want to grind, that want to do this, that know that I've got to get crazy uncomfortable this week. Got to do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's what you chose. It's your career. Or go do something else. I hate to say it. But I'm telling you, if you choose to get uncomfortable, you will get comfortable. You will get comfortable making those uncomfortable calls. I wish Billy Garcia was on here because that guy is a killer at for sale by owners. I want to say every month he at least gets 3 to 4, give or take, maybe 2 to 3 appointments. And he's not calling them every day. He calls every week. He'll make a few calls each week to for sale by owners, and he'll usually get anywhere from 2 to 3 appointments a month, just off of a couple calls a week, just getting uncomfortable. And some of them are nurtures. So he's not trying to like get an appointment. He would love to get an appointment today, but that's if the conversation goes that route. But the conversation is simple. You know, I see it. I see you're trying to sell it. How's it been? Okay. Are you seeing anything? Because I kind of tell you what we're seeing in the market and what we're feeling. Okay, you're not seeing anything. Do you have any idea why? I mean, any issues with your house? Do you mind if I come by and just take a look? I'd love to see it. Now you get the appointment. And then you go spend some time with them. You get to know them, maybe give them some advice, become their friend. Next thing you know it, they're calling you for advice more and more. Next thing you know it, they're like, hey, what would you charge? That conversation has happened for me so many times. What would you charge to list it? I always say, well, it's not to exceed 3%. Back then, it was not to exceed 6. I mean, it could be less. It just depends on what kind of offers you get. If I do a good job and I sell it, though, you're going to be willing to pay me, right? Heck yeah, I will. Okay, well, shoot, let's just list this thing. Let's throw the flag out there and see if I can get a little more reach on it for you. And if I can sell it, then we'll negotiate my pay at that time. I've done that. I've done tiers where I've said, okay, so if you bring the buyer, you pay me this 1%. If I bring the buyer, you pay me this 3%. You know, something like that. You know, it's there's so many things. We're not required to put 3%, 2%, 2.5%. You know, you could do what you want. Hey, pay me $1,000 for by if you bring the buyer, just pay me $1,000. I'll do the paperwork for you. Easy $1,000. TC is going to do half the work anyway. I'm not saying to do that, but that is a way, you know, that you can do a flat rate, $10,000. Let's do that. It's better. There's so many different ways to do it. Just get uncomfortable. Good question. I love it. It seems like how it just turns into something cool. All right. What else is going on in your guys' life? Tommy needs some help writing a $1.2 million offer. Yeah, there's a smile. I knew I can get a smile out of him. See, it happens. How'd you meet that guy, Tommy?
That was Zillow.
Zillow lead. Got it. Got it. Okay. It's awesome. They're out there. Zillow leads are out there, guys. $1.2 million Zillow lead. And they love Tommy. Oh, that's right. I know that one. That's right. Talked about it. They're out there, guys. I'm telling you. What else you got?
I'm a new realtor. I just got my license last month, but I just signed with Homes of Idaho. Then went on week vacation. So
Congratulations, Paul. Congratulations.
Thanks. So everything's brand new. I came from a law enforcement background, so I'm trying to go towards the first responders and advertising towards them.
Good.
But while I was in Sacramento, or in California, I printed up just generic business cards, 250 of them, and went door to door to different neighborhoods. Spoke to two people, but where do you go to find this list of people to call, or people that are selling their homes, for sale by owners? Like, where do you contact that? I'm still in the process of just getting set up.
Good. Love it. I'm a retired cop too. I built my business off of promoting the cops. Wes Hensley is a retired chief of police on here. He's been building his business off of working with the sphere of influence, retired or other cops. I just got a text from one of my retired fellow cops today that said, Sean, I need a realtor in Tennessee. We're moving and I need you to list my house. So it happens. That's your sphere of influence is your law enforcement career. And you're from California? That's where you retired from, or that's where you worked?
Yeah, I was down in the Stockton area for 16 years as a
Okay.
sergeant.
And now you're in Idaho. So you're like a lot of us that retired in Idaho. So the cool
Yep.
part about that is that's still your sphere of influence. Just know that you are a realtor that you can sell them a house in California. I'm a realtor in California. Wes is a realtor in California. We're both retired cops. Shoot, we'll work with you and help you. So you need to nurture them consistently. You need to nurture that sphere of people you have there. Put that in a bubble. We'll put that in a bucket. All right. The Stockton PD's my bucket number one. Number one, because they're your biggest fans. They trust you, they know you, they love you. They want they trust you. So you got to have them in a bucket. They got to have phone calls every day. My suggestion is to pick a number, and I'm going to go over that today with milestones, goals, and milestones. You put them in a bucket. Okay, that's bucket number one. Bucket number two, I love your proactiveness to focus on law enforcement in this area. There's some amazing law enforcement or first responder incentives in Idaho. There's not a lot, if any, in California, unfortunately. They don't hate to say it, they're not loving their police as much as we love our police in Idaho. Did I say that out loud? Sorry. YouTube's gonna totally block this one because I said that. But in Idaho, there's some great incentives. Find your favorite lender. If you need some advice, reach out to me. I'll give you one. I have one, and we've been working on through my business networking group. His name is Zach, and he's been promoting all these new law enforcement first responder programs, not just law enforcement, first responder programs in Idaho. So shoot me an email. I'll give you Zach's info, and you can work with Zach if you don't have your favorite lender yet. He'll put together some flyers for you. And this is what I do. Every time I go to California, I'm retired from Tulare Police Department. I'll take a stack
Okay.
of flyers and I'll go over there and I'll meet with the secretary. I'll try to meet with the chief. I'll try to meet with somebody. And I'll ask, hey, you guys okay if I put some stuff in the box? I'll usually call ahead of time and say, hey, you guys okay if I come and put some flyers in the boxes for the new cops? None of them know me. So and a lot of the new cops don't know me anymore. So can I swing by? I've even stepped into the briefing room and said, hey, can I catch the oncoming, offgoing briefing? I'll come early when it's slow at 6 a.m. Can I catch both of them? And they've been, yeah. So we'll step into debriefing and chat with those guys for a minute, step into in the briefing room and chat with those guys. That's my sphere though. So that's in California. Over here, I've gotten to know some of the chiefs and sergeants over in some of the PDs, and I've had a chance to start to do just what you're doing, is get to know the cops a little bit. I haven't gone around though and asked if I can put stuff in the boxes. Hey, I'm retired law enforcement. I do real estate, and there's some good programs. Would love to see if I can just kind of bring some flyers by. Zach will print them for you. He'll do it all. He'll put the incentive for the loan programs and stuff on there, put your picture on there and his picture on there, and you can just go down and hit the PDs. That's another bucket that you could do. So you got those two great buckets. And as a retired law enforcement, I highly suggest you hit those hard. Um,
Awesome.
and then on top of that, talking about for sale by owners and expires, Zillow has been for years. Okay, one of the big ones for everyone thinks that they put their house, I can sell it myself. I'll just put it on Zillow, not realizing that Zillow doesn't they like having more listings on their website, but they're really there to sell your for sale by owner information to other realtors because we're the ones that pay for it. So you get a for sale by owner in there, us realtors can go in there and find them and call them. So just get on Zillow. You go over to the filters, filter it out to just see for sale by owners. You have all the seller's contact information right there for the taking.
Oh.
That's one way. There's other softwares out there, like one called RedX. For about 35 or 45, I can't remember the price per month, you can get all for sale by owners and expired listings and contact information. There's some new FCC rules for, calling them and doing that. You gotta, some of them, plus if they have do not call list, stuff like that, it'll usually filter those out. But you'll have the address. You can stop by and do a door knock. We call them pop bys. You just pop by and bring them a little thing and say, hey, just curious how it's going with your listing. I've got one in the neighborhood I'm going to do an open house on. I just thought I'd invite you to come join me and curious how yours is doing. You want me to send some people your way? Do you want to do an open house at the same time? Or let me grab one of my partners to sit in yours. Or can I do an open house in your for sale by owner listing? You can do that as a realtor. There is no rules that says you cannot go and help a for sale by owner by doing an open house in their for sale by owner listing. You can do that.
Oh, awesome.
Offer it up. So there's so many buckets of lead generation that we can do. The biggest problem with realtors, 90% of realtors struggle with time management. And that's managing the difference between lead measures and lag measures, or ABIs and RBIs. A lot of you have heard me say this multiple times. Some of you have not. So ABIs is your activities you have to do every day, even if you start getting crazy busy. I had my Dave Ramsey coaching call this morning, and one of the agents brought up that they just don't like using a TC anymore because they make mistakes. They do every once in a while, and then it's on them. Our job is to make sure that things are being done right. Yeah. But at the same time, you're valuable. You're more valuable out there talking to people, meeting new people, doing your lead generation versus doing the lag measures, which is, I already got it under contract. I already got this, I already got that. It's already there. So let's have the TC help you push the paperwork. You're more valuable than pushing that paperwork, and you go out and get another one. So it's very important for you to manage your time well, that as you get busier and things start to happen, the one thing you can never turn off is your leads, is your lead flow, is the consistent daily activities that you need to be doing that are going to bring you future business. That's the for sale by owners. That's expired. So if you want a listing now, go get it. Nobody's holding you back but you.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Hey, you're welcome. And that's for everybody. Nobody's holding you back but you. You hold you back from doing the things you know you need to do. Boy, that's a lot of yous, but it's so true. I'm going to show just a couple little quotes here for a second. Consistency is what transforms average into excellence. You like that one? Consistency is what transfers average into excellence. I loved it. And these are so easy to find because it's so true for every business owner out there. Success isn't always about greatness, it's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come. Dwayne Johnson. All right, there, the rock and roll. How about this one? We are what we repeatedly do. You are what you repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Talked about a great book, Atomic Habits. And it changed my world. I tell everybody that it changed my world, how I do my exercises in the morning, how I do my coaching, or I watch a new module or something like that while I'm doing my exercises, kind of called habit stacking. It changed my world years ago now. And it's been years ago now. I'm going to say probably at least 2 years ago that I read that book. Feel like it. I don't know. I'm horrible with time. But it totally got me back to doing the things I knew I needed to do. We all struggle with it. It's that consistent stuff. This one's my very, very, very favorite one out of all the ones. And by the way, I had these on my phone for years. I don't know how long, but I'm going to say years. And I just pulled them up in my notes and I'm like, dang, I'm going to share these today. Here's my favorite one. Consistency is taking one little step every single day. And you see how it's uppercase for a reason? Consistency is taking one little step every single day until you reach your destination. Right? So today I promised to talk a little bit about some milestones. I'm going to actually share, Tony's going to love this because I'm going to share our Airtable at some point in time. He'll love it because he's sold over 4 million, almost $5 million worth of real estate so far this year. He's beating everybody. But so he's probably, because the heat is on right now, he's got enough under contract. He's probably going to sell 25 to 30 million easy this year, I would say. That's what Tony's on track to do. 25 to 30 million by himself. Gonna happen, Tony. Now that I said it out loud, you have to do it. It's
Is
just
that how that works?
that's how it works.
I'll take it.
Yeah, gonna happen. Milestones. I could easily jump in and pull up what's called a 1-3-5 form. And obviously, I've got some newer agents on here. I love it, guys. Thanks for being here today. Um, you need to have a business plan. Doesn't matter which one. Some of you love it, some of you hate it, some of you are like, what? But I'm going to tell you that we've talked about, Chris is going to like this because I've talked about it. He's actually said it to me out loud in the office once. Um, he wants to be, you've got to be the 10%, not the 90%, right, Chris? You got to be the 10%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so the 10% actually have goals and they chase them, believe it or not. And even if you don't like goals, you don't want to do goals, I'll tell you, I don't like them. I'm with you, but I know I have to do it to maintain a certain level of growth in my business year over year. If I don't try to crush last year's goal, then what am I going to do? I'm going to go backwards. And I'll say I've gone backwards before and realized the reason why is I had no goal. I had nothing to chase. So what am I doing? Why did I do this? I got to get back on track, get back to my goals. And so we've got to have goals and go after them. And then we have throughout the year milestones. Right now, we are in the middle of the year. We're almost at the end of June. Okay, almost there. And so it's time to kind of take a look at our goals. If you did not do any goals this year, step one, do some goals. Okay, email me at Sean, Shawn, Shawn, the right way to spell it, at Cardoza, Cardoza, like a car dozer, like you sleep in a car. Cardoza, regroup.com. Sean at Cardoza, regroup.com. And in the subject line, put, please send me a blank 135 form because I'm not going to pull it up today because you should already have that. But if you don't, because you're new in the business, I want you to do it. I want you to have a business plan. You got it, and it's the easiest business plan to do. You just have a wildly important goal. And then you have 3 focus areas that I'm going to focus on. And then you break those down into different ways. I'm going to focus on that every day of my life, of my 5-day work week at minimum. 6-day if I'm going to do open houses on Saturday, 7-day if I'm going to do them Saturday and Sunday. That's your goal, is to plan it out. How are you going to do it? So that 135 will break it down for you. So email me, I'll send it to you. Now we're going to talk about taking that goal that you did, you had a plan, and say your total plan was that you wanted to sell 36 units in 2025. Well, now it's June. Now, if this was a perfect month, and we all know the way the market works is in swings, right? Typically, January starts to heat up a little bit. February gets hotter. March gets warmer. April gets better. May is the hottest month of the year typically for real estate. And then June, what happens? Sometimes it keeps going up. Sometimes it starts going down in June. Why? Because they go on vacation. They start to get out of school. There's graduations. There's this, there's that. So they put showing on hold. So that's typically there. July starts getting a little better because people are back from vacations and back to shopping, and all the kids are in the house, and they're seeing how packed this house is, and they want a bigger house, or they want more land, or they're doing a CAPA drill team like my daughter does, and now we realize we need to know another acre because we don't have enough land because we need another horse. Who knows what somebody's troubles are and the reason why they want another house in July, but it happens. And then they go back to school. Sometimes the beginning of August is a little bit slow. Sometimes it speeds up. Kids are getting back into school. Parents are starting to search again. September's a busy month for real estate typically. October's a busy month until the end of October, and then it starts to slow down a little bit at the end of October. November, typically, and December are some of the slowest months of the year. But it doesn't have to be that way. If you have a faucet, you turn it on and turn it off, and not turn off, turn it on and slow it down when you're getting really busy, but you can never shut it off. So knowing those swings, is it a perfect science to say that I'm going to exactly have sold 18 units by June of 2025 if my goal was 36? No, but it can be depending on how hard and consistent you are in your lead measures and the daily activities you're focusing on. It can be. But if it's not, so what does that mean? Okay, that's why we do milestones. And typically we'll do quarterly or monthly milestones. We set a goal, we know what we need to do, and we track it to make sure we're on that goal each and every week, each and every month, and then we reassess if we need to reassess, which typically isn't down, it's increasing our number of contacts so we can still hit that goal. We don't change the goal. We're still on track for the goal. What if I said 36, I have only closed 10 or even 8 this year and it's June. I have 10 more to close. So do I change my goal? No, it's only June. You have 6 more months. So now it's time to increase your number of activities that you're going to be doing each day that are going to bring you future business. It is a real true number. Okay, it's a true number. This is a contact sports. If you increase your contacts, there are people that will buy and sell real estate out there, even in the worst market ever. You're just going to be writing offers lower, or you're going to be listing your properties lower, or you're going to be encouraging your sellers to reduce the price sooner. There's things that need to happen in a market where you've got more of a buyer's market. In a seller's market, you're listing them a little higher sometimes, or at list market value, not market value, appraised value or better. And then as a buyer, you're having to get in there and keep your offers clean because you're fighting against 2 or 3 other buyers in a seller's market. So it doesn't matter what market you're in, it's all contacts. It's all consistent contacts made to be able to hit that goal. So with the milestones of 18 units, if I only have 8 right now, I've got to get 10 more. So we do a number and figure out how many more I need to increase to be able to hit that goal between now and the next 6 months. And then we do that. So this is how you break it down, milestone breakdown. And this is how I did it. You can do it in several ways. But I said what I'm going to do is do my daily reels, 5 a day. And the reason why I did this is because this has been such a huge thing, talking about right now, you're going to drive yourself nuts if you're still trying to increase your numbers of SOI contacts because you've probably been wearing out your SOI because they're not wanting to buy because the market is where it is right now. Interest rates are high and you're getting sick and tired of calling them. So now we got to think outside the box. What are other ways we can do? We can't stop making those calls. We still need to make at least 2 phone calls to our SOI a year, which we figured out last time we had our meeting last week that out of 250 calls, if we break that down with only 50 weeks in a year, not 52, give you 2 weeks off a year, excuse me. If we figure that out, it breaks it down to about 250 calls we need to make a year. So what does that come out to? Two call, uh, 2 calls a day. No, 3 calls a day through SOI. 3 calls. You only need to make 3 calls. You only need to call your SOI three people. That's it out of your entire SOI every day for the next 50 weeks, 5-day work weeks. Excuse me. So then what else are we going to do? So that's why I'm saying get into social media. It is a big way, especially those of you that moved from California, you're going to have a big influx. You kind of have a leg up because you know people in California that want to move to Idaho. I've got 2 others I'm helping right now. It's it is what it is. We know people wanting to move. If you don't, who do you know? If you're from Idaho or from another state, who do you know in those areas that might want to move over or move back? I'm helping someone move back as well to California because their family lives in California. They want to get closer to their kids. That's happening. That's where you step in. You know Idaho well. You're the best person to list it. You know the area. You lived here all your life. So how do you get a hold of those people? In today's day and age, it's social media. It's one of the biggest ways. So that's why I have build social presence daily, guys. You saw the things I posted about the consistency every day. If you want to go back and recap Mackenzie Brogdon's YouTube video that I'm sorry, coaching call I did with Mackenzie Brogdon on how she does daily reels every single day, same time, same place, every day, consistently, and that has brought her so much business. Go back and recap it. I think it's episode number 30 or somewhere around there. And she talks about how she made $50 million off of Instagram. I'm sorry, she sold $50 million worth of real estate on Instagram. She talks about it in there, how she did it. And it's all Instagram. That was it. I'm not saying just focus on Instagram though. There's so many different platforms and you know people. So that's one of the milestone breakdowns I'm saying you should be working on. Daily reels, 5 days a week on Instagram and Facebook. Build your social presence every single day. Your people. Reels are great though, because the algorithm will go out there and search and get more people around the area. So that should be part of it. 5 SOI calls a day with notes on the CRM. Consistency, guys. Use your CRM. Doesn't matter what CRM you have, you just use it. You need to make calls. You need to put notes on the CRM and set an alert when to call them again. That's your habit. Setting up neighborhood e-listing alerts around everyone you know that lives in a house. How many people you know that live in a house? You should say 100% of the people I know live in a house. Okay, can you set e-listing alerts around every one of those 100% of the people you know? Yes, you can. You just need their address. A lot of times you can find that from other areas. You can find that from other sources like RedX. You can find that from Cole Realty. You can find out where people live that you know because you're afraid to ask them. Well, don't be afraid to ask them. One, come on. They're your people. They're your SOI. They're your biggest fans. They'll tell you where they live. Say I'm going to send them a Christmas card for the holidays this year. I want to make sure I have your address correct. And then plug that into your CRM with circle prospecting around their neighborhood and start sending them properties that hit the market. I use KV Core for this. I've used it for years for that since we've had it for 5 years, where I set up an SOI in there and I set up an e-listing alert around their house. And it chose ASAP. So it sends them a listing as soon as it hits the market. So they're finding out before the sign even goes up in the front yard. For me, that's good. New people. I need to add new people to my database. So that should be a milestone breakdown. It should be based on, though, how far off you are in your goal. So I set it off like I'm on track. Okay. I'm on track. And so if I'm not on track, then these numbers are going to need to be increased. If I'm reaching my goal, do I slow it down? No, you keep it the same. It's working. You're on track to hit your goal. It's working. You'll probably blow through it. So you want to set your milestones in a way that that's going to help you reach that ultimate goal. The next one I'm going to show you is this little milestone breakdown chart that shows you what if I was to be calling these people milestones. I want to make sure that I am on track by July 1st to hit 300 SOI contacts. Okay, that's a lot. What if yours is 100? What if it's 50? What if it's 40? That's okay. 40. You change this to 40. By April 30th, I want to hit 40, 40, 40. So that means that's what 12? That's not an even number. So let's just say 30. Okay, so that's 10, 20, 30. So I got to make sure I only call 10. That's way low. Is it doable? Heck yeah. If it works for you, do it. Baby steps. So we're going to be hitting those numbers 10, April, May, and June. So now we have June's almost done. So let's say July, August, and September. And I'm going to hit those milestones to make sure I'm hitting my goal of 300 or whatever yours is. These are great forms to use. I'm going to share a little trackable. Let's track some things. Oh, first, let's talk about pathways. This is an old one from 2023. I got this from Rick Fuller team. Actually, it shows the Eisenhower Coaching and Consulting, but this was created by Rick Fuller. And this shows how much money do you want to make? How much do you want to make this year? 100,000? 200,000 or more? 300,000 or more? So what do I have to do every week to hit $100,000 or more in net income? Weekly activities are based on indicators, basic indicators. I got to do 5 additional SOIs to my database each week to hit $100,000 in annual income. I need to have 34 conversations. That's calls, emails, and texts every week. Only 34, that's pretty low, in order to make $100,000 in income. 2 real estate related social media posts. See, I think that's low because these days things have changed. This was 2023, this is 2025. I think you need to do 5 a week. 5 reels a week. 5 reels on Facebook and Instagram per week. And then you got to do the 10-10-5 and the 4-to-1 ratio postings. Okay? 5 postings a week. One review requested. We talked about the importance last week. We were talking about the importance of Google and Google reviews and how you can go get listings off of Google. Got another listing off of Google 2 weeks ago, guys, or no, last month. Another one. Another Google listing. You can do it, get consistent Google listings, but you got to get reviews. 1 hour of continuing education. Why is that a lead measure, continuing education? Because if you're not feeding your brain, you're not motivating yourself. You've got to have motivation. So the training you're doing is motivating you to do something new in your business. This is one. Great. Thanks. Glad you're here, guys. Monthly conversion measures. Now, these are lag measures. I got to keep 8 appointments. I got to do 4 representation agreements. I've got to get 4 buyer agent or seller agent agreements signed. And I got to have 1 closing sell to make $100,000. I believe this one was based on average sales price of 600,000. Okay, so that's a little higher than both California and Idaho. Idaho, not far off from Boise area, Ada County. So cut that. So that means we got to double this if your at median sales price is 300,000. Then all these numbers need to be doubled. 10 SOI, 68 conversion phone calls. Definitely need to continue to do 5 a week, and you need to shoot for at least 2 reviews getting each week. Now, if I want to make $200,000, look how it changes. 300,000, look how it changes. 102 conversations. So make that more like 150 to 200 conversations. So you see how the numbers don't lie though? These numbers were based off of real numbers of what it takes to convert. Okay, what it takes to convert. So you like that pathway to production? All right. This one is kind of a good one for developing your mission statement. What is your mission? Why are you doing this? Are you building a business or are you just flying by the seat of your pants? My goodness, so many people just fly by the seat of their pants. This is a business you're building. You should have a mission statement. What's your mission? What are you trying to do here? What are you trying to do? What's your ultimate goal here? Just to feed your family? That's it? That's going to be hard. It needs to be higher than that. Feeding your family, taking your family on a vacation, and paying all your bills. That's a big, cool thing to do. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? What's your big why? Why do you want to do this? What are you doing? What are you doing it for? What's the reason why? And then you use that above information. Here's some examples on how to create a mission statement. Having a reason why you're working your butt off should be important. Using the information above, write your mission statement here. Develop your vision statement. What's your ultimate goal? What's your vision? Goal number one, goal number two, goal number three. What's your vision? Is it to eventually grow, start a corporation and start to service people in multiple states? Is it to, what is your ultimate goal? What are the reasons why you're doing this, your long-term goals? And then you can create a vision statement from that. Do you guys have any core values? What are your core values? I had someone reach out recently and said that they liked what I said on my Google page about loving God and about being in the horses and retired law enforcement. They loved all that. So that's kind of my core values is serving my people in a way that they're excited to tell somebody else about it. That's what I'm out for. I want to serve them in a way and give them that much customer service that are excited to tell someone else about it. Excited, not excited to write me a bad review, right? I don't think any of us want that. All right, running down to one of the last items, second to last item I'm going to show you here. To be able to do check-ins, and I'm calling this client, which is the real estate team, call it do it right real estate. Do it right. Okay, don't do it wrong. Do it. So closed units, this is how you do your year-to-date number check-ins. Closed unit 42. So I've got 42 year-to-date. Okay. $10 million in volume and sales. Okay. GCI about $312 so far this year. Okay. Pending GCI about 63. Pending volume that. If you don't know your numbers this good, guys, how are you knowing if you're on track? Now, these numbers don't just show up. These are kind of lag measures, year-to-date numbers, but you've got to do those leads, all those things we were talking about doing to help you reach these goals. See how the graph, you like the graph? It shows where all of our lead sources have come from right there. Now, this is an ICC blank, easy to modifiable form, okay? Easy modifiable. And I'll share all these in the chat in the very end here. I'm going to drag and drop them all in there so you can kind of modify them. This is from ICC, Eisenhower Coaching and Consulting. Highly suggest ICC. Go over their website, check it out. There's a lot of good content in there, and you can have this for yourself. All right, this is an easy one to do. Now, like I told you, I was going to share ours, and I'm not going to show you everything, but I'm going to show you some quick, easy how we track it. So this is ours. We call it, it's an air table. And it's kind of neat because it does the same thing. It shows our volume to date, our closings to date. It shows who's in first, second, third, or fourth place. It shows volume, gross closing. Look at, there you go. I told you I would brag on you, Tony. Almost $5 million so far. Good job. And then it breaks it down on where our lead sources are coming from. This is our real one that we use. Team leads, UpCity, where all the leads are coming from. SOI. Look how much of it is still SOI. I'm showing you that you can never stop turning the flow off of your SOI, guys. Just can't do it. 78.8% of our closings is still from sphere of influence. And then we have a lot of team leads here that have been closing as well, but majority of it is right here. It's all right there. Constantly tracking everything from our active listings that we have to our under contracts that we have to our closed units so that we can go back and follow up on the closed units. And that's as fast as I'm going to show that to you guys. But I told you I'd share it with you. It's legit. I'm speaking to the choir. I have to do it too. We all have to do this. If you want to be in that 10% bracket, you've got to track your numbers. You got to know your numbers. Otherwise, what are you doing? I just don't even know who to call. I don't know what to do. No, have a goal and then milestones on how you're going to reach that goal. And then break it down to your milestones. Now, that wasn't our brokerage. Our brokerage is on another level. That's just our team, and it's doing well in a tough market. But if we weren't tracking our numbers, we wouldn't know who's winning. Who's winning the game? Are you winning the game? How do you know if you're winning the game? 4 disciplines of execution. Don't forget. 1, a wildly important goal. What are you going to do? And break that down into milestones per quarter. So otherwise, you're just going to find yourself at the end of the year looking at your 1 through 5 and saying, oh, I don't even know where it's at. It's on my desk somewhere. I lost it. Hang it on the wall and then break it down into quarterly, weekly, monthly, or at minimum bi-yearly. This is June. So I'm doing it right now. I did it 3 months ago with you guys as well. We broke it down into quarterly milestones. Okay. I want to hit 40. Break it all the way down to how many I have to do first quarter to stay on track. And it's all in the contacts you need to make. Wildly important goal. And then focus on the lead measures, not the lag measures. Okay, the lag measures are there. We gotta track them. So we're tracking them, but we're not focusing on them. We're focusing on how many contacts it makes to be able to hit that. How many open house and for sale by owners and expireds and door knocks and SOI contacts and future more people I'm adding to the database per week. You got to add a number of people to the database per week. How many are you adding per week? New people. Because that's how you're going to get more is new people. Okay, so focus on the lead, not the lag. Keep a compelling scoreboard. That's what I showed you. A really good scoreboard. To be able to reach the goal, you got to have a score. We got to keep score. How do you know if you're winning or losing? Okay, keep a compelling scoreboard. And then a cadence of accountability. This is an accountability call. It's a coaching call. I'm here to coach you up and hold you accountable. Monday, though, make sure you guys are showing up to the Monday call because that's more of the accountability. That's the team huddle. You're not, we're on a big team together because we're coaching together. We're not don't consider a team like, oh, only a team can show up to that. No, having a partner like me or someone else to say, hey guys, what do you got planned this week? You're all should be on that call. Every solo agent, team, member, broker associate, broker of record, everybody should be on that huddle call, ready to say, okay, what am I planning my week out this week? Because that's the accountability call to say, what do you got planned, guys? What's the plan? What are you doing this week? And then this is to feed you more knowledge, more content, as well as accountability. That's the fourth discipline in the four discipline of execution book. You guys, if you haven't read that book, it's a great book, Four Disciplines of Execution, 40X. Look it up. There's great YouTube videos on 40X in a nutshell. Look that up. I think you'll like it. It's good. All right, guys. So track your numbers this week. If you have not tracked it, it's time to do it. I gave you my email address. Reach out to me. Let me know what you want to do. I'm going to share with you right now inside of here some of these items that I just gave you. Let me get in here and find goal item. So I'm going to share with you the tracking. There's one more I can show you too that I don't think you saw yet. Okay, here's the milestones coming your way right now. Okay, there's milestones. Year-to-date check-in for you. That's Microsoft Word. And if you're on an iPhone or a cell phone, you may not be able to download these things. I'm sorry. It's better to be on a computer. Also, I'm going to share with you just a little screenshot of SMART goals because there's a reason why they've got to be specific, measurable. You got to be able to measure them. If you can't measure them, then how do you know if you're winning the game or not? Achievable. Are they realistic? Can you do it? And are they time bound? You got to have a time to get it done by. And then there's a lead sales sources. So there's different sources there that you can use. And the pathways. I love the pathways. There is this is the 2023 pathways. So just know that if your sales price has changed, that shows the average of 600,000. I believe that was based in the Northern California area. So you just got to adjust those numbers based on how much money you want to make. So it shows you the activities, and you got to either increase the activities or decrease the activities to hit the goal based on your median sales price. All right. And just for fun, I'm going to throw in an editable 135 form in the chat as well. You should be able to download that right now. If you've never done one, I said you can email me and I'll send you a copy, but I just gave it to you right now because I just saw it in my box here. So there you go, blank 135. Give you guys a little time to download those and then we'll finish this call. Anything you need from me to finalize it, to nail this call home? Any more content you need me to share with you right now? Got it all. What do you need? All right, guys, track your numbers. It's a real thing. Track it and be consistent this week, every day to hit that goal. Chase it. Have a good week.
Thanks, Sean.